We've got breaking news coming in. The police have detained Gagan Som, brother of BJP MLA Sangeet Som, with a pistol near a polling booth in Sardana. Now remember, this is in western Uttar Pradesh. Sangeet Som is one of the BJP leaders who was charged with having a role in the Uttar Pradesh Muzaffarnagar riots. He's a hero for his supporters, but a big villain for his detractors. I want to go across to Brajesh Pandey. Brajesh Pandey is joining us this morning. Brajesh, Sangeet Som's brother found with a pistol inside a polling booth. What's going on, Brajesh?
Well, I think, it's an extremely surprising development because, usually people are very careful about these kind of things. But the exact details are yet to be, exact details are awaited from the police as to what charges they have detained him, or whether he was carrying a licensed pistol or not, or whether he's carrying his license with him or not. But the fact is that, him being detained inside a polling booth carrying a pistol definitely does not augur well for Sardana, because, as soon as this news will spread, his supporters will also try to reach the spot, thereby making the whole scenario very difficult for the administration. We are waiting for more details from the police about the exact nature of this whole detention, but this is an extremely disturbing news. Rahul?
Okay, Ashok Malik, Sangeet Som's brother found with a pistol inside a polling booth. He's been detained there.
Inside the polling
Inside the polling booth, he was with a pistol. He's been detained there. That's the story we are breaking. Gagan Som detained by the local police.
But the screen says near a polling booth. But either way, I think if he's broken the law, of course, the police should take action. This is quite ridiculous.
So it also shows in some senses, Ajit, how polarized the environment there is. That people are roaming around with pistols in their pockets.
Absolutely. That it shows how polarized it is. It shows how criminalized it is. It makes the point that Vivek was making earlier, that it's not only BSP which should be targeted in terms of crime and other things, but other political parties as well. As in Hindi you say, is hamam mein sare log nange hain. So that's what it shows actually. That
Manisha Priyam, Sangeet Som's brother near a polling booth with a pistol, just shows you the kind of subterranean conflict that goes on in western Uttar Pradesh. It's in several senses called India's Wild West, and with good reason.
Yeah, I mean, this is not subterranean conflict. This is open, overt conflict with the brother of somebody who is a legislator at this point, a member of parliament, and has been at the forefront of rioting in the past. So in a sense, the showing of the pistol and something that the Election Commission has not been able to effectively stop, that tells us that violence is clearly a very important strategy in the battle for Uttar Pradesh. And remember, all this recruitment of the Ansaris that you were talking about before the break, Mayawati's strategy also in this side, somewhat to send a message that she's got the strongmen also on her side. So in western Uttar Pradesh, undoubtedly, the politics of fear, the politics of violence is a clear superscript of this election. This is not subterranean politics. It's only the women who are coming out sometimes and telling you कि हमारी सड़क भी गंदी है, हमारी नाली भी गंदी है, हमारे बच्चों को कॉलेज नहीं जा सकते. Nobody is really talking about the issues here. Nobody has yet spoken about the farmers. Nobody has yet spoken about the sugarcane crisis. Nobody has yet spoken about the landless laborers in this area. So in a sense, Western UP still masking the politics of democracy, politics of issues, politics of development. This is violence at its extreme, and almost all political parties, I would say, barring the Congress where I have not heard this going on, that possibly maybe because the Congress doesn't do very well for a long time in Uttar Pradesh now, all political parties are playing the politics of strongmen, and that's something of great concern.
And in that sense, especially with, say, a leader like Sangeet Som, a leader like Sanjeev Balyan, you've got concerns because they have very serious cases, Sharad Pradhan against them. They've been accused of having a role in the Muzaffarnagar riots, yet the party seems to be backing them very strongly, sending out a very confused message that for young leaders like a Sangeet Som, like a Balyan, the more they engage in vituperative politics, the sooner their star seems to rise.
Oh, this clearly shows, what somebody like Sangeet Som has in store for you in this election. because if hadn't been anybody else, it could have been, it could have been overlooked. But the fact that it is Sangeet Som's brother shows that there is some design behind it. It could have been a very serious threat to the whole, you can ignite a riot with one pistol fire in that region, as you rightly called it, the Wild West. So this clearly depicts, it also depicts the slackness, the laxity of the policing in that area. What I am told in UP, what they usually do, how the system is designed, usually the most sensitive areas are not declared as most sensitive, so that there is election commission has less concentration in such areas which are actually vulnerable. This is an insight. This is a very serious thing. You actually, confuse the enforcement authorities by not depicting the real problematic areas as the ones that are sensitive, and which is where they ignite trouble. And this could have easily been done. So this is something which should not be taken lightly by the election
commission. Rakesh Sinha both want to come in and make a very quick point. You're disagreeing. This is dangerous. This is embarrassing for the BJP. You've got people roaming around with pistols.
When the police have detained him, I think law should take action, whosoever may be, whether it is Som himself or his brother. That hardly matters before the rule of law. But major thing about the Western UP, that Sharad Pradhan is saying that most sensitive area before election, he's forgetting that there's a communal polarization in Western UP. Who are responsible for that? Because the Muslim mafias have been protected by Congress, Samajwadi Party and Bahujan Samaj Party just for the sake of minority vote bank. That is region. In Kairana, you just see the migration of Hindus. You are shutting your eyes.
For example, there were very serious questions that later arose. In this migration story also, you said a whole bunch of people had migrated.
Because
when actual investigations were done, it was found that they had gone looking for better economic opportunity.
No, sir. Hundreds of the houses people have
they
migrated.
went because they found better jobs.
This is not that you are shutting your door, you are selling your houses and you going. This is just the case of Kashmir. In the Kashmir, the initial stage in Kashmir, also people said that the people are migrating for their jobs and looking jobs in other parts of the country. But why not Muslims are migrating? Why Hindus are migrating?
Again, that's why it's important to have Rakesh. He reflects what's the thinking, but this thinking, at least in the case of what happened when Hukum Singh put out that list, was found to be several people had died, they're not migrated. So lots of factual inaccuracies in that claim.
See, I don't think it's relevant to limit it to just Sangeet Som or just Balian or just Kairana. There is a broader, in Western UP, as Sharad pointed out, in this belt which is going to polls today, in the larger Rohilkhand belt, these have been the badlands of UP for several years. This is where the kidnapping mafia, which is beyond community, beyond religious community, has existed and has actually kidnapped people from Delhi and claimed ransom from the 80s. This is where there are aggressive groups. There could be aggressive groups of Hindus, there could be aggressive groups of Muslims, which have been around for quite some time. The conflict between them has sometimes acquired religious overtones like it has currently. Often it has not acquired religious overtones and just been criminal syndicates fighting each other. But these are chronically problematic areas from the point of view of law and order.
Oh, absolutely. That's why it's called the Wild West. It really is. This is where, if you're traveling at night, you're actually genuinely concerned that somebody could waylay you on your way. This is very
law and order is an issue that the SP is answerable for. If Akhilesh's personal appeal, as you're suggesting and others have suggested, transcends caste now, then it will be tested here as well. That has he been able to overcome that law and order problem, which his government has
he's now got Manisha Priyam, helplines, he's got people calling in. He says that the baggage was of the likes of Shivpal Yadav, who are weak on law and order. I'm not so weak on law and order. Can he shed the anti-incumbency and this negative perception?
4 years and 9 months
Can
in the last
he
3
shed
months?
4 years, 9 months of bad law and order, or not effective law and order, with what he's saying over the past few weeks? Is that even possible, Manisha Priyam?
Well, that's the strategy that he has. In a sense, all the promises that he ever made of unemployment, providing in the unemployment exchanges, of helping the youth, Akhilesh hasn't performed as much. Even on issues of development, critical issues of electricity and power, UP started working overtime only in the last innings. It's only in the last 5 to 6 months that peak powers electricity has been provided all over the place. So Akhilesh's government in the last term if measured against his own promises, hasn't done very well. But in the last innings, all that we've seen is the family soap opera play out in TV, and that's what dominates the headlines today. So in a sense, Akhilesh relying too much on the machinations of the image-making politics, the machine type of advertisement politics, of political marketing, and to that extent, Akhilesh's camp, whenever the voters will think seriously of what he's performed in the last 5 years, Akhilesh not likely to score very high. But in comparison to his other young comparators, remember, when people will compare a Sangeet Som against an Akhilesh Yadav, that's where Akhilesh tends to score far higher than the young new leadership that most other political parties are either offering or not offering. And that's where Akhilesh tends to score a lot more. Against his own promises on the issue of performance, I would think the Samajwadi Party has barely escaped being strongly questioned at the hustings, which it should have. So to an extent, the family drama, the family maneuvering has been an effective way of outmaneuvering the strong anti-incumbency that Mayawati could have built against the Akhilesh government. Akhilesh
Cross
Yadav,
live to Noida. Noida is where Pankaj Singh, the son of Home Minister Rajnath Singh, is contesting from. Kamaljeet Sandhu is joining us from there. This is the VIP constituency. It's also the constituency with a jinx. The jinx is that if any sitting chief minister goes and attends any function or rally in Noida, he never comes back. So does that jinx still worry netas in Noida? Kamaljeet, what are the morning voting trends looking like?
Well, there's a steady flow of voters here, Rahul. But yes, behind we can try and show you. That's where the media conglomerate really is. This is because Mahesh Sharma and Pankaj Singh have just come in. We try to speak to them, and obviously they are some distance away from the OB van. So that's how it is. They're obviously speaking to the media. But remember, Pankaj Singh is known more as the Home Minister's son. This is obviously a pocket borough of BJP, the Ghaziabad, Noida region. They've managed to actually keep a hold on it, but it's not going to be a cakewalk for BJP, as you mentioned it. The fact remains that this is going to be a tight contest, but the fact is that Pankaj Singh is perhaps more known because he is the Home Minister's son. This is going to be a high-profile contest, but yes, the Western UP does...
Kamaljeet, let's do one thing. Get your camera off the tripod, try and join that melee. Let's try and see if we can get close to Pankaj and to Mahesh Sharma. It'll be interesting to listen to what the both of them have to say. So I'll give you a moment as you try and get closer. This is a key contest where the son of a prominent leader, and Ashok, for the perspective of our viewers, Rajnath Singh says he cancelled his son's ticket in 2007. They were hoping that he'd be able to contest in 2012 or 2014. That didn't happen. So it's taken a lot of lobbying to finally have Pankaj get this seat.
See,
and this is something that upset the Home Minister, because Pankaj's name came up when there were charges that he was involved in all kinds of nefarious dealings, and the Home Minister was very, very upset. He came out and publicly denied those.
No, the fact is Pankaj Singh has been working as a party worker for a long time.
Sure.
So, fine, this is another dynasty, this is another family, all of that may be true. But he is not a Johnny-come-lately. He's been involved with the party for several years now. And his name has been in contention earlier as well. So I think it is a little unfair to compare Pankaj Singh to somebody who may have joined the party just 6 months ago or 3 months ago. He has a much longer record, to be fair. And he has shown
let's see if Kamaljeet's been able to get any closer. It's a tough ask, this. Lots of people there. Kamaljeet, any sign in your screen of Mahesh Sharma and Pankaj Singh just yet in Noida? Kamaljeet? Okay, give me a moment. We'll try and fix this. We'll try and get as close as possible to them. The images that you're seeing on your screen right now, UP ke ladke, Rahul and Akhilesh. This is the big joint press conference that they're going to do. Pragrati ke 10 kadam, pratibadh hai hum. So we're committed to development in 10 steps. You've got, and it's interesting, you've got postage stamp images of Sonia Gandhi on the one side and Mulayam Singh on the other. But this is about the UP ke ladke, and there's a big fight, Sharath Pradhan, about who would have the bigger image on the posters. First, Rahul had the bigger image in the posters put together by Prashant Kishore's team. Later, Akhilesh's team threw a fit. Now, Akhilesh's picture is bigger, and Rahul slightly at the back to convey the sense that this is essentially SP fight backed from the back. by the Congress. Your sense of what to expect in this press conference, and also how is this campaign by the UP ke ladke coming together?
Well, you know, this is how I would just like to add something there. It was when Rahul and Akhilesh appeared for the first time at a press conference where they announced this alliance. You know, Rahul continued to address Akhilesh as Akhilesh, and Akhilesh is a good boy and all that. And it was only in the subsequent, after a couple of days, when there was a lot of resentment within the Samajwadi Party, that Akhilesh also started addressing Rahul as Rahul Ji, which he was not doing as Rahul, which he was earlier calling him Rahul Ji. So, you know, and that was quite a talk amongst the Samajwadi Party, in the Samajwadi Party circle.
A moment, Sharad.
That, you know,
we've got Mahesh Sharma, Pankaj Singh speaking to us. Let's listen to what they're saying.
को उम्मीद थी कि आप चुनाव में उतरेंगे, लेकिन इस बार आपको पार्टी ने टिकट दिया है। ये टिकट जो है आपको काट के दिया गया है। विमला बाथम यहाँ से सिटिंग विधायक थी, उनका टिकट काटा गया है। क्या आपको लगता है कि इस सीट से आपकी जीत की जो दावेदारी है वो बहुत मजबूत है? सेफेस्ट सीट माना जाता है नोएडा को बीजेपी?
मैं यहाँ पर अपने सभी वरिष्ठ नेताओं का, आदरणीय डॉक्टर महेश शर्मा जी, बिमला जी, नागर जी, सभी लोग और हमारे जितने भी वरिष्ठ कार्यकर्ता हैं, मैं उन सब लोगों के प्रति बहुत आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। और उन्हीं लोगों के भरोसे मैं ये कह सकता हूं कि यहाँ पर हम सब लोगों के परिणाम जो आएंगे चुनाव के, वो अच्छे होंगे। और यहाँ के लोगों का भी, रेजिडेंट्स का भी खूब सहयोग और प्यार और आशीर्वाद मुझे मिला है।
नोटबंदी एक बहुत बड़ा इशू है, इसका असर, क्योंकि नोएडा जो है यहाँ पे छोटे व्यापारी भी हैं, उद्योग धंधे भी बहुत हैं, क्या इसका असर माना जाए कि यहाँ पे पड़ेगा?
मैं समझता हूं कि नोटबंदी को हम लोग क्यों चुनावी हार जीत और फायदे और नुकसान से जोड़कर देखते हैं। मुझे लगता है कि नोटबंदी को लोगों ने सहर्ष स्वीकार किया है, हाथों हाथ लिया है, क्योंकि लोग ये चाहते थे कि अब सरकार ऐसी देश में होनी चाहिए जो भ्रष्टाचार को एकदम पूरी तरीके से जड़ से समाप्त कर दे। और मुझे ये लगता है कि नोटबंदी का फैसला भी हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी के द्वारा जो लिया गया है, वह देश की जनता की आकांक्षाओं के अनुरूप, जो उनके विश्वास थी उसको बनाए रखने के लिए और उनके जो अपेक्षा थी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी से, उसके अनुरूप उन्होंने वो फैसला लिया है।
सर, आप किसको मेन कंटेंडर मांगते हैं पूरे उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर? समाजवादी पार्टी का जो अलायंस है कांग्रेस से, उसको या बीएसपी को?
मुझे तो लगता है कि दोनों दल अपने अस्तित्व की अंतिम लड़ाई वो सब लोग लड़ रहे हैं।
सर, आप क्योंकि गृह मंत्री जी के सुपुत्र भी हैं, ऐसे में कोई दबाव आपके ऊपर, क्योंकि एक बड़ा नाम आपके साथ है?
नहीं, कोई दबाव नहीं। यहाँ पर डॉक्टर साहब हैं और उनके बड़ों का जब आशीर्वाद रहता है तो उसमें कहीं पर भी कोई दबाव नहीं। हम सब लोग छोटे हैं, हम लोग तो सारा दिन काम करते रहे, जाते रहे। आप सब लोगों का खूब आशीर्वाद रहा, तो कहीं उसका कोई अवसर या कोई स्थान नहीं था।
जी, हमारे साथ बातचीत करने के लिए केंद्रीय मंत्री जो है महेश शर्मा भी हैं। महेश जी, आपकी जिम्मेदारी ज्यादा है क्योंकि आप विधायक रहे, सांसद रहे, लेकिन एक कहीं हिंच नजर आता है, एक सिटिंग विधायक का टिकट काटा गया पंकज जी के लिए।
देखिए, मेरे लिए पंकज एक छोटे भाई हैं और पार्टी के कार्यकर्ता, वरिष्ठ कार्यकर्ता को यहाँ से भेजा गया है। मैं समझता हूँ किसी के लिए भी पार्टी अपनी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निश्चित करती है। हो सकता है उनके लिए कोई और पार्टी ने बड़ी जिम्मेदारी सोच रखी हो, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि पार्टी के हमारे प्रत्याशी को हम यहाँ से बहुमत से जिताकर भेजेंगे। वोटिंग परसेंटेज के लिए मैं सभी से अपील करता हूँ कि अधिक से अधिक संख्या के अंदर आप वोट डालने निकले। और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है नोएडा अपने आप में इतिहास बनाएगा, क्योंकि भ्रष्टाचार, गुंडाराज, इन सबका सबसे अधिक असर अगर कहीं पड़ा है तो नोएडा में ही पड़ा है।
लेकिन फेस कोई नहीं है मुख्यमंत्री का, ये माना जाए। प्रधानमंत्री के नाम पे चुनाव लड़ा जा रहा है, महेश शर्मा खुद फेस हैं। एक बहुत,
प्रधानमंत्री अपने आप में एक फेस है। हमारी पार्टी का काम, हमारा सुशासन, हमारी गुड गवर्नेंस, भ्रष्टाचार रहित शासन हमारा फेस है। हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष हमारा फेस है। और हमारी पार्टी में एक नहीं 20-30 फेस हो सकते हैं, कोई भी हो सकते हैं।
महेश शर्मा होंगे मुख्यमंत्री?
पार्टी हमारा राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व तो ये तय करता है कि कौन हमारा चेहरा होगा। कमल निशान हमारा चेहरा, नरेंद्र मोदी हमारा चेहरा है, अमित शाह जी हमारा चेहरा है।
ये थे पंकज सिंह और डॉक्टर महेश शर्मा। कैमरामैन राजीव श्रीवास्तव के साथ हिमांशु मिश्रा, दिल्ली।
Okay, so that is the duo from Noida. These are images from Lucknow. This joint press conference expected to start